Should you be preparing and filing your own tax return this tax season? Well, for those of you that know me well, my answer is going to be it depends. For those of you who don't know me well, I'll let you in on this. I personally never take it upon myself to judge your tax competency. What may be easy to one person may be extremely difficult to another. And that's why I create videos and content that you'll find on this page because I'm on a personal mission to fill the tax literacy gap one taxpayer at a time. If you're new here, my name is Timlin Bowens and I'm America's favorite EA. As an enrolled agent, I represent taxpayers before the IRS who may be facing a tax bill that they can't pay in full, or perhaps you're being levied or audited. That's where I step in as an enrolled agent in your shoes and take care of that for you. All right. But in today's video, we're going to talk about tax preparation and whether or not you should be doing it yourself. And as I've already said, for me, it kind of depends. Contrary to what a popular tax company has put out, not all tax people are tax people, and that's okay. So that's why I want to give you a few things to take into consideration to determine whether or not you should be preparing and filing your own tax return. Okay? The first thing is the complexity of your tax situation. I'll let you in on this. I have been in the tax industry since 2011, did seasons with a public accounting firm that was big, it just gone international my first year. So I've seen a variety of different things. I don't think it's intentional, but a lot of you as taxpayers don't realize how straightforward or how complex your actual tax return preparation may be. I've heard a lot of times like, oh my goodness, like this is so difficult, it's overwhelming. And for me, as a tax expert, it was pretty straightforward and easy. But I'd say about 9.5 times out of 10, that's not accurate data, just a guesstimate, that when you all say that your return is straightforward, it's actually not. Okay, so when we're looking at the complexity, I want to start with your basic W-2, and let's say that you have a W-2, maybe you're married and you have a child. In my humble opinion, that is going to be a straightforward tax return. Now, things that can make this a bit more complex is when you add on certain benefits, such as if you have on not have on, if you have an HSA, right? Because if you have an HSA, you have funds that you have to show on the tax return as being contributed on Form 8889. And then you also have to show withdrawals correctly. And if they're not shown correctly, you'll be taxed on the amount that was withdrawn. If you have retirement distributions, that can also make it a bit complex. Or if you have different streams of income, this is where tapping into the expertise of a tax professional may be of benefit to you. All right. So, beyond the complexity, let's talk about your level of comfort with it. Since I've been in the tax industry, we've had a major overhaul that came during the Trump administration, the first go around. It was the Tax Cut and Job Act. It was signed into law in 2017 and went into effect from 2018 to 2025. But check this out. Right after that, we had COVID. Then we had the Inflation Reduction Act, and we had all these things. So the tax law has changed drastically just in the past 8 to 9 years. Have you actually been able to keep up with those laws to ensure that what you were doing on the return is correct? If you don't feel comfortable with it, it doesn't matter if it's straightforward or not. You should probably seek out a professional to do it for you. Now, check this out. There are some things where you're not comfortable, but you should still check your work, make sure it's good, send it on. I don't have anything against that, again, for people whose situation is straightforward. I would even say straightforward is, you know, maybe married, have a couple of children who are in daycare, and both spouses work, and you own a house. But we have the tax competency, right? We have your comfort level, and then we have whether or not you want the convenience. Some people very much could prepare their own tax return. However, if it's going to give them heart palpitations, if it's going to make you feel like, oh my goodness, I want to pull my hair out, doing the tax return is not for you, right? I always give this as an example. As a teenager, my dad taught me how to get up under my car, how to change the tire, to put the spare on. He also taught me how to change my oil. Because of the convenience, I pay somebody else to offer that service for me. However, if I was in a bind, I most definitely could do those two things myself. Again, going back to my humble opinion, I believe all taxpayers should be able to know how to read the tax return and understand what it's saying about their tax situation, because at the end of the day, you have to sign that return and you're responsible for what's reported on it. But do I think that necessarily means that you have to be a tax expert too? Absolutely not, especially if you're a business owner. Because when we look at the amount of hours our average business returns take, as a business owner, you could have spent that time networking or narrowed in on marketing and made more money than it costs to hire somebody to do the return for you. So you want to make the best use of your time. Now, if you've taken these things into consideration, you're like, you know what? I think I still have a pretty straightforward return. I want to do it myself. They're not really doing paper file anymore. How can I e-file? I'm glad you asked. One of the softwares that I recommend is 1040.com. Now, this is web-based and it's flat fee pricing. So it's not like some of its competitors where you go in online and then you add different forms or a state and then the price is going to keep climbing. No, you're going to pay $34.99 as of right now, which is February 3rd, 2026. And that $34.99 is going to include every single form for the individual return that they have. So that's going to include a Schedule C if you're a small business owner. If you have a side hustle, again, the Schedule C. If you have an HSA, you have children, daycare, if you have to do multiple states, you're still going to only pay $34.99. Now, let me let you in on a secret. I'm a little biased. I have actually gone through the software to prepare a return and see how it works. It walks you through everything, but I believe in the product and I have an affiliate link. So if you decide to use the 1040.com link that's down below in this video, I will receive a commission. All right. So I have to let you know that as well. But if you were looking for an alternative to some of the big box companies that are out there, I recommend 1040.com. That information is down below. If you get in there and you're like, hey, I really can't do this, just in case you haven't heard, Bowen's Tax Solutions, which is my virtual firm in Louisville, Kentucky, that serves clients all over the world, has opened up our book for individual tax prep this season. I saw so many people within the middle class last year who ended up with mistakes on their tax returns, unnecessary notices from the IRS because they went to fraudulent preparers or they were in a little bit over their head when trying to prepare themselves. If that's you, you can book an initial tax consultation with me at bowenstaxsolutions.com. All the information is going to be down below in the description. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Make sure that you go ahead and like it. Leave me a comment to let me know what was the most helpful. And if you're interested in seeing a walkthrough of 1040.com, make sure you subscribe because I'm going to actually do an example return showing you how to use the software with an individual who is married and has a child. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day.